Welcome back to the Crypto's Key Conversation. We're going to quickly jump into CoinGecko here. We're currently sitting at a $1.93 trillion market cap, currently up 9.9%. Looking at the top 10 here, Bitcoin sitting at 40,610, Ethereum sitting at 2,953, Tether is Tether, Binance Coin sitting at 396, Cardano sitting at $1.11, Solana sitting at 110, XRP sitting at 64 cents, DOT sitting at $20, and Terra sitting at $52. And as you can see, we have a lot more positivity in green in the market in regards to price action. If we come over here and look at the top gainers, as you can see, we have a lot of double digits for the day. So that's absolutely positive. Coming over here to the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, we're still in this extreme fear range sitting at the 20 level. And as you know from the videos and just being a part of the market, you know we've been in this range for some time now. So there's still a lot of, fear in the markets, the whole uncertainty with Jerome Powell and the Fed and what they're going to do to combat the inflation problem and the economic problems we're dealing with. There's just a lot of just uncertainty in the markets and a lot of FUD still that's been spread out there. But coming over here to CNBC, as you can see, there's a lot of green. I mean, Ethereum 14%, Bitcoin sitting at 11.48%. I mean, there's massive growth for the 24-hour period. Yeah, we're way down from our all-time highs, but there's still a lot of positivity. I mean, come over here looking at the stock market, the S&P 500. It's 0.5%. The Nasdaq is up. 1.5%. So it's kind of minuscule compared to what we've gained in the past 24 hours. So that's kind of nice and positive to see. I wanted to start this video here with Dennis Porter's tweet here where he's talking about breaking news. American Competes Act passes in the House with an amendment to stop the federal government from expanding their power to spy on and ban Bitcoin and crypto transactions. So he's referencing this. We talked about in our past videos, but he's referencing the American Competes Act. In this article from Bitcoin.com says U.S. Senator America Competes Act is a direct attack on crypto industry. Government is picking winners and losers. So this is something said by Cynthia Lummis there. It says U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis says that the recently introduced America's Competes Act of 2022 is a direct attack on the crypto industry. I will not stand by and let the heavy hand of the government pick winners and losers, she stressed. Congressman Tom Emmer explained that the legislation would give Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen dictatorial level power to prohibit any transactions they deem concerning without due process. Coming down here, it says the provisions would give the Treasury Secretary and those she deputizes unilateral, unlimited power to ban any type of financial asset that has a foreign link without public notice and without any time limit. This is a direct attack on the digital asset industry. So absolutely, we've all been made aware of it. What's going through the YouTubers, the Twitterverse. Everyone was being updated on, this can't happen. We need to contact our congressmen and women. So coming over here, he also tweets, why aren't we slipping pro-Bitcoin amendments into must-pass bills the same way they slip anti-crypto amendments in? We need to start using the corrupt system against them. So I just thought that was pretty funny. He also states, if our mission truly matters, we will use the corrupt system to our benefit. If we don't, our enemies will continue to use it against us and we'll continue to lose. So, I mean, obviously, that's his opinion on it. And there could be some truth behind that. I can see that, his logic of why he came down to this decision or this viewpoint on the situation. But I want to thank Dennis Porter for kind of putting this tweet up and kind of updating kind of what's going on with this American Compete stuff. So obviously we've been all over it and we've talked about it. So we're going to move on. So I wanted to bring this up because there's a big lawsuit going on in the crypto space when it comes to the SEC versus Ripple. We've seen, Gary Gensler and the SEC kind of overstep and try to over dominate and regulate, not officially regulate, but over regulate our space. So I wanted to bring this up. This was a tweet from Greenwood, a holding company. It says, I never had an opinion on Jim Cramer until he had Gary Gensler and SEC on, and they were mad that the average Americans were able to make 9% with their cash in DeFi. They have chosen to be our enemies. Remember this in the future. They are not fighting for us. So I want to just quickly play this. I'm sure you guys probably listened to this, but let's play it real quick.
Terrific. How the heck can anyone earn 9% on their cash? Something's got to be going on here that you and I don't like.
So, I mean, it's quite clear, obviously they have their certain viewpoint on the market. And yeah, if we leave our, cash sitting in the bank, barely earning, any sort of interest, if anything is being completely tarnished with inflation, it's like we utilize, the DeFi space to earn, even if it was a measly like 4% or whatever the case is. Like that's our given right to do that. We've already paid our taxes with the money we worked for, we earned, we paid our taxes. We should be able to do with the money that we have left what we want to do with it. We shouldn't have someone, kind of holding us back or holding our hand saying like, hey, this isn't good, you can't invest in that. It's like, well, if you're truly out to protect investors, then truly be out to protect the investors, and don't just do it, in one facet and in one form. Do it have it be general. Protect us in every way possible, fairly. You know what I'm saying? Don't just pick and choose when you want to protect us and when you don't want to protect us. And the fact that we can utilize DeFi and you have an issue with it, I don't know if you're truly protecting the investors or not, because quite honestly, if I can earn 9%, utilizing my Ethereum or, any other asset I have, in a DeFi, on a DeFi platform, or whether I'm lending it out or whatever the case is, then that's benefiting me and my family. Now, if you overregulate and you shut it down to where I can't do that, then you're hurting me. So how's that protecting me? I get it. There's a lot of, shady stuff that goes on in the crypto space, but it goes on in the real world too. There's a lot of shady stuff that goes on all the time. So anyways, we're going to move on from that. We're going to cover Johnny Deaton's tweet here. So he's referencing Gold Telegraph's tweet here, where it says Russia has agreed a 30-year contract to supply gas to China via a new pipeline. Will settle the new gas sales in euros. So Johnny Deaton has said, I have zero doubt Russia will agree to pay other nations in Bitcoin at some point, including China eventually. The U.S. better get its ducks in order, because more and more countries will move away from the U.S. dollar. 75% of global trade is done in U.S. dollars, but a domino effect can happen. So yes, I can absolutely see, where he's going with this. So think about it. Think about like how adoption's been happening massively since, just of 2018 within the crypto space in general. You have, big institution coming in, big investors, just big players in the industry, Kevin O'Leary, and all, big investors like them. And then you have countries adopting Bitcoin as legal tender, cities and mayors, taking their pay, and athletes taking their pay in Bitcoin and digital assets. So as you can see, it's literally like how he says, a domino effect. It's just like once one domino falls, hits the other, and it's just going to continually progress and progress. So absolutely, I can see, his validation and his viewpoint on this situation right here. Coming over here, some positives within the market. The XRP Crypto Wolf had tweeted this article from Fortune. It says that Super Bowl is now being called Crypto Bowl as upstart finance firms spend millions on TV ads. So clearly this space has offered these these startups and these companies massive amounts of money, whether it's from their VCs or just their projects just blowing up from investors just getting them into them in general, because they see the value in their technology and the use case that they have, the utility they have. So like they have a lot of money to work with. I mean, think about it. We had the Staples Center just get contracted out to Crypto.com. Like that's absolutely massive. So it's like now, you have the Super Bowl coming up. So now these, blockchain companies have a lot of money to throw up their ads. So it's going to allow more eyes to be seen into our space, which then can in turn, bring more investors into the space, bring more money into the space, and, grow our space in general, grow our market, which is absolutely massive. Coming over here, more positives from Blockworks. It says fundraising wrap. Over 800 million in investments poured into crypto this week. So that includes like FTX's 400 million and Phantom's 109 million. So it's happening. VCs, other investors. I mean, just awareness in general and adoption. It's happening. People are seeing the writing on the wall when it comes to what the crypto space has to offer. And it's not just Bitcoin. It's all the sectors. It's, DeFi. It's metaverse plays. It's crypto gaming. It's NFTs. It's all the different facets of the crypto space. It's being made highly aware and it's being adopted into the mainstream, which is absolutely massive. I mean, this just goes here to tell you. Coming over here, ARK Invest seeks to launch venture fund. Proposed product would invest in the public, privately place a restricted securities of companies involved in disruptive innovation, including blockchain companies and Bitcoin. So clearly, Cathie Wood and ARK Invest are highly involved and highly educated on what's going on. So we've talked a lot about we talked about adoption, and the big thing is just being education. So we know that there's courses and colleges out there that offer blockchain technology stuff. Obviously, you have our now SEC chairman Gary Gensler used to teach at MIT, used to teach, blockchain courses there. So it's like, it's happening. You have people investing, people, adopting the technology, people wanting to learn more about the space. So now there's education forums, there's, these programs being built, with millions and millions of dollars to educate the public, to educate people, to bring in more workers. Just everything is happening. And like how Johnny Deaton said, it's all being a domino effect. It's one tile has fallen. Now it's not going to stop. It's just going to keep happening time after time after time. So that's absolutely massive. I'm going to end here with this one. I thought it was pretty massive. So I've always been a big Mario player, big Nintendo fan. We've had every Nintendo system in the house. We currently have the Switch, which we love. But I thought this was massive. Nintendo, we're interested in the metaverse and NFTs and feel their potential. We wonder what joy we can provide in this area. And this is difficult to define right now. So this is absolutely massive. Just more adoption happening. I mean, adoption. I can say this till I'm black and blue. We've seen it, okay? I don't need to constantly go over everything that's been happening recently. We've already covered it in our videos. Just know that we are in the right place at the right time. Yeah, we have a lot of, fear, uncertainty, and doubt that's going on in the market, but there's so much positivity when it comes to where this space is headed. And I truly have high conviction on that. I truly believe we're on the right side of history with it. With all that being said, stay strong out there. Be safe.